So we will not delay you so that you can go ahead and enjoy over there and pass our warmest regards. And welcome everybody. It's such a pleasure to be with you today because we missed you a lot last week. Thank you we received many concerned messages about what had happened. Was everything okay? Everything was okay. It's simply that last week training coincided with month end. So we decided it would be a good thing to let people sort out their month-end issues, and then we can continue today. But of course, we missed you, and we are very glad to be with you this evening. I hope that wherever you are hearing us from, whether here on our continent in Africa or elsewhere in the diaspora, all is going well with you, and your business is going full blast. And if not, I'm sure that you have a plan in place to make it do so. I just, for those people who maybe are new in the business, maybe you've joined us recently, my name is Oloo. I live in Pretoria with Pascal, my husband and business partner. We've been in this business for quite a number of years. We love it and we love what we do. And this training is one of the pleasures that come from doing the business, because we are able to share with our distributors from wherever they are what we know. And we also always have you in our thoughts and prayers, hoping and wishing for the day when we shall see you walking across stage, having achieved your goals. And so this evening, as you might have seen from your invitation, I wanted to talk about something that is fairly common these days, and that is stress. And the topic is stress resolution. I know that sometimes we refer to it as stress management, but I'm not very fond of that term, because when you manage something, it means it's going to be in your life permanently or for a long period. So you are trying to find ways to live with it. I prefer the phrase stress resolution because it gives us the idea of finding ways to get rid of the stress. And we will see why it is actually very important that rather than managing the stress, we find ways of getting it out of our life or of dealing with it so that it no longer causes any threats to us. So just to get started, I wanted to first share that we cannot eliminate all stress from our life. And actually, we as human beings evolved to deal with a certain amount of stress. Remember that as humans, we are not very big or very strong. Our advantage is in our brains. So it means there was a time we had to escape from predators. We had to escape from dangers like floods and fires and so on, which means there has always been stress in human life. And because of that, we also are able to deal with a certain amount of stress. Our systems actually can deal effectively with temporary stress caused by emergencies. So for example, if someone's wife goes into labor, immediately the family, the husband know that they need to go into action and they need to get the lady to hospital and so on. So there will be a certain amount of stress involved, but it is temporary stress, and the person is going to have ways and means with which the body can deal with it. And one of the things that happens that the body does when there is an emergency of one type or another is that it produces certain hormones, two of which are called, one is called adrenaline, another one is called cortisol. And these hormones give messages to the body to bring about some rapid reactions. Those reactions are targeted towards dealing with the emergency. I see that some hands are up. I just want to request that if you have got a question or something that you want us to deal with, just put it in the SMS or, in the WhatsApp, and we can deal with it after, because I will not be able to deal with it just now. So I'm sorry about that, but if you send a WhatsApp, then we'll be able to see what to do. You can send one to Pascal, maybe. Okay, so as I was saying, the stress hormones send messages to the body to produce rapid reactions which are targeted towards dealing with the emergency. So for instance, there'll be faster heartbeats and quicker breath so that the blood is circulated more rapidly and the oxygen is distributed throughout the system to fire up the muscles so that if there's a physical action needed or physical reaction needed, we have the fuel to do so. Then there will also be a surge of glucose in the blood, which is another fuel. So the glucose is going to be burnt into energy that we can use. And there will also be an increase in the blood flow to the muscles. So you see that all these reactions are targeted towards going into rapid action. And this will help us to cope with the emergency. Once the emergency is past, however, the hormones dissipate, and then the systems can return to the normal state which they were in before there was an emergency. So there's a temporary stresses that come as a result of an emergency. We have ways of dealing with it, and can deal with them quite effectively. But the problem, and what we are actually going to be discussing today, is chronic stress. So chronic stress is problematic, and it is defined as the response to an ongoing emotional pressure over which a person feels powerless. So there is emotions involved, so you feel your emotions are heightened, but at the same time, there's a feeling of powerlessness. You can see that in the other one, our bodies know exactly what to do to deal with this. But with the chronic stress, our own minds and emotional systems feels unable to cope. And so it is problematic because the solutions we have are not suited to dealing with it. So what are the main sources of this chronic stress that I'm talking about? We have a number of them. The main sources that have been identified are financial difficulties. Let us say that finances are going very poorly, and unfortunately we know that as a result of what has happened in the past 2 years, there have been businesses that have struggled, and people may find that their finances are actually in a state that is cause for concern, and that can lead to chronic stress, because every day you worry about how you're going to pay for things, how you're going to keep on going, and so on. The second source that has been identified is problems in the workplace. Let us say that your workplace has got certain issues with which you are not comfortable and which cause anxiety. Since you have to go to work every day, this can bring about chronic stress. Then the third one that has been identified is family troubles. So we are born and live in families, and sometimes the family is a very good support structure. Sometimes something might go wrong with that structure and can lead to stress, because we belong to our families and our families belong to us. If things are not working well there, it can become a source of chronic stress. Then the other one I want to mention is health problems. So what might happen is that maybe we start feeling unwell, and then when we go to the doctor, we might be diagnosed with something which makes us afraid, and we might not know how to deal with it. And we may even find that maybe the treatment that we are receiving is not working, or we are very anxious, so that even if we are receiving treatment, we continue to have anxiety and stress. So those are 4 of the sources which have been identified as the main sources of chronic stress. And if there's chronic stress, then the stress hormones that we mentioned do not dissipate. They continue circulating in the body for all the time. And their effects, which before we saw that if it's in an emergency, those effects help us to deal with the emergency. But these effects, if they are ongoing, so that we continuously are out of breath, we are breathing quickly, our heart keeps on racing, we find that maybe we get shaky because of the emotional state we are in, then this ongoing presence of the stress hormones start causing harm. So these effects become harmful, and we look at the way in which the harm can manifest itself. Another thing they can do apart from harming us is that they deplete the nutritional and other materials that our bodies need for functioning well. So then moving on, chronic stress can of course exacerbate health problems which you already have, or health issues that are already present in our systems. And this is because of the same thing I've said, that if these stress hormones are continuously being produced and continuously present in our circulation, then they are going to exacerbate problematic issues within us. So, for example, we say that the stress hormones speed up our breathing in order to supply oxygen to our muscles for action. But if this is a continuous state, or that we are breathing fast, then with time, if the person already has got issues to do with their breathing system, let us say the person is asthmatic or has got emphysema, then this chronic stress, the effect of chronic stress on the breathing can worsen the asthma and lead to asthmatic attacks, or can worsen the emphysema, and so on. So for that reason, we will look at some of the supplements that will help in this way. So in the breathing system, we normally recommend that we use vitamin C, we use vitamin A plus D, and we also can use herbal respiratory complex to help our breathing system to cope better. Then we said also that the stress hormones can speed up the heartbeat and cause the blood vessels to constrict. This is because we need the blood to move. Our body is being told that there is an emergency. So of course it reacts by increasing the heartbeat so that blood is flowing faster to supply the muscles. But if this is going on and on, what happens is that the heart has to chronically be working too hard. And if the heart is working too hard, we run the risk of our blood pressure becoming too high. And this, of course, we know that high blood pressure is called the silent killer, because it starts slowly and we might not have symptoms. By the time we're realizing there's a problem, it has caused far-reaching damage. So it can lead to things like heart failures and stroke. And so for that reason, in order to deal with this particular aspect of stress, a supplement like omega-3 salmon oil, which helps in blood health as well as the health of our blood vessels, plays an important role. And then coenzyme Q10 is important for our heart to function correctly. Then another way in which the stress can manifest itself is that it can cause when we are under stress, the liver releases glucose into the blood supply. And this glucose is supposed to give an energy boost so that we deal with an emergency. But you can imagine if our body continuously feels as if there is an emergency, then we shall keep on pumping glucose into the system. And what will happen is that with time, our cells stop responding to the glucose, and we can end up with pre-diabetes and later on diabetes. And we can also end up having chronic tiredness. So even though we are sitting and relaxing, we continuously feel tired because of this effect of stress on our energy system. Another way is that the immune system, which we know protects us from infection, and it will do so when we are under temporary stress. But if we have chronic stress, what happens is that we start wearing down our immune system and it grows weaker. And what happens when our immune system weakens is that certain microbes, which normally our bodies are able to fight off quite easily, they start taking advantage of our reduced immune ability. And we notice that we start getting opportunistic infections. So for example, we may start having yeast infections frequently taking place. We can see that we keep on getting colds, or we may start having diarrhea every so often, especially if the stress is affecting our digestive system, which is the other point I want to raise up. So sometimes chronic stress can interfere with our digestive system. You maybe even have noticed sometimes that if you have just eaten or you are eating and you receive some bad news, you can get a stomach upset. And that is because the stress hormones can also affect our digestive system. And if it is chronic, it can lead to an irritable bowel, in which case we may sometimes get an alternation between sometimes we are constipated, sometimes we have diarrhea, sometimes we have heartburn, sometimes we have nausea. So our digestive system becomes another source of problems for us. And of course, we know that if we are having chronic stress, it's also going to interfere with our ability to sleep and to rest. And we may start suffering from lack of sleep, insomnia, because maybe we go to bed very tense and we are not able to relax. And so we are not able to sleep, or we are not able to get good sleep. Or we may fall asleep and then we wake up in the middle of the night and we get very tense and we are not able to fall back asleep. And when morning comes, we find that we have not rested well. So we may get headachy and we may get agitated. And then we maybe go to work, and our workplace might be the source of the stress. And we find that it forms a vicious cycle of adding the tiredness, and the stress adds to the tiredness, and the tiredness adds to the stress. And this, of course, can spiral away if we are not able to come out of this state of things. It may lead to mood disorders. It may lead to mental problems such as depression or anxiety. And of course, from this, we can also go on to, some people may resort to substance abuse or other kinds of destructive activities, which are going to only worsen the situation. So finally, chronic stress can also affect our reproductive system, because the chronic stress can affect the hormones that are involved in the functioning of our sexuality. So it can lead to things like ED, erectile dysfunction, and it can lead also to a difficulty in our relationship, because we may find that we are very tense, we argue more, we are not able to relate in a peaceful way, and so on. So you can see from all this that chronic stress is actually something that can really be destructive to our life. And so that is why in the beginning, I say that it is better to find ways to resolve the stress than just to manage it. Because of course, yes, it's good if we try to manage it, but our long-term plan should be ways in which to resolve it so that it is out of our system, or we are able to function with it without it being a stressor. So what are some of the points we can raise here? So on the Neolife side, that we have some supplements that can actually help us in resolving stress by giving our body what it needs in order to keep on going and functioning well. And I mentioned some of them, so if I'm repetitive, just excuse me. The first one is vitamin B complex, which is very important for energy production and also for avoiding depression and low mood. So vitamin B complex is very useful there. Then we have Neolife tea, which can be drunk either hot or cold, depending on our preferences. And it helps with alertness as well as energy, providing us with energy in the course of our day. Then we have Aloe Vera Plus, which is a herbal drink that helps with relaxation, and it also soothes our digestive system. It calms down the digestive system. Because we saw that our digestive system can be affected in this particular situation. Then we have the mineral supplements such as multimineral, calmag, and magnesium, which play key roles in many body processes. So for example, calcium and magnesium both play an important role in muscle activity and muscle relaxation, as well as the function of our nerves and the function of our enzymes. In fact, magnesium also is quite helpful in calming us so that we are able to relax and go to sleep and get a good night's sleep. Zinc is very important in boosting our immune system and keeping it functioning well, as well as in the healing of wounds. And then we have omega-3, salmon oil, which I mentioned before, that helps in our heart and blood health, but also helps in resolving inflammation. Because some of these effects that I've mentioned that stress produces can cause inflammation, let's say in our gut, it can cause inflammation in different parts of our body. So omega-3 helps with resolving that. So that in addition to the other supplements that I mentioned, like for example, ProVitality, which will contain omega-3, it will contain something like threonine, and we can add to that if, let's say, our sugar metabolism is beginning to suffer, we can add something like botanical balance to help us out. Then on the lifestyle side, we have mentioned the sources that have been identified Not all of them, I only mentioned 4, but these are some of the main ones. So if we notice that we have got these sources as part of why we have chronic stress, then the best thing to do is see how best to deal with them. Some we can do nothing about, but there are some that we can do something about. So for example, if we are having stress from our work job situation, then our Neolife business opportunity provides us with an alternative. We can start building our business part-time while still employed. And many of us do that. Pascal, for example, was someone who started the business. When we started the business, he was still full-time employed. So we did most of the business after hours and during weekends. And that made it possible for him eventually to leave a job that he did not like at all. So when we talk to people about the business, it's a good thing to listen to what exactly is their need. And it could be that one of the things that they have going on is that their work situation is a difficult one, and we can explain to them how that is not a good thing to stay within long term, so that they can consider starting the business with the idea that in time the business will make it possible for them to have an extra source of income, or to leave the job that is causing them problems altogether. Then another lifestyle step that we can take is exercise or increasing activity level in our lives. And this helps to dissipate the stress hormones. So if you are a person who is living under a situation of chronic stress, then maybe making time to go for a walk, maybe during lunchtime or after hours or during the weekends, can be a way in which you dissipate the stress hormones from your system. And when we are able to dissipate those hormones, then we give our systems a break from all this hyped up, high tension state of being. Then we can also understand that sometimes we need to learn to say no. Quite a surprising amount of chronic stress comes from the inability to say no. Sometimes we are afraid to say no because of various reasons. We might not be able to say no because we can't say no to our boss. We need the job, and so we must say yes. Sometimes it could be that just the situation we are in makes it impossible to say no. But it's not in everything that we can never say no. So we should look and see where is it that we are saying yes to things that we don't need to be saying yes to, and thereby increasing our chronic stress, and realize that no is also a good answer. If the answer is no, then it is good to say no. If we are not in a situation to say no, then we should work our way towards being able to get out of that situation. Then we should look for pleasant things to do. Sometimes when we are under very unpleasant lifestyle or situation, we forget the things that we like to do. So we become so surrounded with things that we dislike and things that are causing us stress that we never give ourselves opportunities to do pleasant things. Maybe you are a person who likes to sing. Maybe you can join a choir and go there and sing some of the time. This is going to produce a different set of hormones, and those hormones are going to neutralize the effects of the destructive stress hormone. Maybe you are a person who has got something you like to do as a hobby. You can incorporate that in your life. And also, if there are any stressors that you are able to remove from your life, then let's say you've got a friendship that is very negative and is causing you a lot of distress and stress, then maybe it would be a good idea to reconsider that friendship and see whether it is time to possibly put it in the back burner or terminate it altogether. So those are some of the personal lifestyle things that we can do to avoid stress, to avoid chronic stress, and just to emphasize that this is something that we are more and more getting used to living with. But what it is doing is that we end up with these illnesses where we now have to take 1 or 2 kinds of medicine the whole time to just try and manage the stress. But I think in Neolife, what we would like to do is to help people who are under chronic stress to resolve the stress and to have a more positive and enriching lifestyle. So I think I shall stop there because I see my time is winding down, and today we are going to have recognition, for which Pascal is eagerly standing by, very ready to take us through the celebration of the achievement of our goals for the month of March. As for myself, I'll be in the background wishing you all many congratulations for jobs well done, and also encouraging you, if you did not get the goal that you have been aiming for, to not give up, but go back out there, because with every small success we should celebrate, because it means that we have made a positive difference in someone's life. Thank you very much. Here is Pascal himself, ready to take you on to the next part of our presentation this evening.
Thank you very much, Betty. And we've just learned now how to resolve the stresses in our lives. I think one of the ways to resolve stresses is celebration. I think celebration helps our hormones rise up with excitement, but also to acknowledge the hard work that distributors in the East African region have been engaged in for the past month. So if you give me a few minutes, I want to go straight away to our recognition. Let me just put the slideshow. All right, this is a recognition time for all those people who have done a wonderful job for the month of March. So it's a platform created for you as distributors. And those of you who are guests, when you join our business, you're also going to get recognition for the work that you do, because we believe that it's important to recognize people for the wonderful work they do during the previous month. So I will go straight to the recognition for the East African region for March 2022. Our mission is very, very simple: to make the world a healthier and a happier place. So apart from being healthy, it's important to be happy. And one of the ways is to give recognition where it is due. So I want to welcome all the new distributors to our team, the Neolife family. I read a news caption yesterday that in North America, they've had the best new startups in the business in the last 10 years. So I'm sure they're learning from the East Africans that they need to put up their numbers in terms of recruitment. The first step of getting somewhere is to decide that you're not going to stay where you are. So, new distributors. In Uganda, just one moment. In Uganda, we had 141 new distributors. Then in Kenya, we had 327 new distributors. In Tanzania, we had 740 new distributors. So congratulations to all those distributors who sponsored new people in the business. And big congratulations to Tanzania for leading the way. The next one is the total 1,208 new signups in Neolife for the month of March. Congratulations to everybody. Great job. This is the highest score so far in the East African region. I think it looks like the Americans have been paying attention to what we are doing. They also want to outperform what we do in the business. So congratulations to everybody. Then the next step is manager. Want to become a distributor? The next step for you to do is to become a manager. What is a manager? You do 250 points in your own name, or you do 100 personal and with your group 500 PV. So the number of new, before I go to the number of new managers, the benefits of a manager: recognition and getting a manager pin, attend a special manager school. You get a higher retail. In fact, this is when you start getting a retail profit, which is between minimum is 3%. If you reach 500 PV, you get a sales volume bonus of 5%, and you're on your way to becoming a senior manager. So new managers: Uganda had 26 new managers, Kenya had 45 new managers, and Tanzania had 146 new managers. So congratulations to all the new managers and their sponsors. And to Tanzania, congratulations for leading the way. I think that Kenya and Uganda are working very, very hard to dethrone you from that position of number one. The next thing is new senior manager. Senior manager is when you do single order of 500 PV, or with your group you do 1000 PV. But remember, you always need 100 PV in your name. So, new managers. The benefits: recognition on senior manager pin, attend a special senior manager school, you get a higher retail profit, sales volume bonus is between 10 and 20%, you get free products, qualified senior manager incentive, and you are on your way to becoming a director, passing through executive manager position. So, new senior managers: Uganda 17, Kenya 41, and Tanzania 47. So congratulations to all those new senior managers. The total number of senior managers is 132 new senior manager in the East African region. So congratulations to everybody, their sponsors, and those who have done very well to become new senior managers in our region. This just sets a platform for you to become a director. Then a new position was created about 3-4 months ago, that is executive senior manager. What do you need to become an executive senior manager? You need 2,000 qualifying PV with at least 100 PV in your name. And when you do that, you start your journey to become a director. Your sales volume bonus now increases to 20% minimum. You receive an executive senior manager pin, and you get invited for senior manager seminars. So Kenya had 9 new executive managers. Tanzania had 22 executive senior managers. And the total for Uganda was 6 new senior managers. The total is 37. What does that tell you? That tells you that 37 new executive managers are now working to become directors in the business. So congratulations to everybody. After the executive managers, and these are their names: Emily Kalugo and Margaret Kalume, Rael Gipchumba and Julius Korir, Charity Sabila and Mark Kapchanga, Nancy Mbogo and Elijah Mbogo, Lucy Akinyi Omuga, Kenneth Kibet Kimutai, Cecilia and Efantus Mavenge, Catherine Machari and Salim Mwarema, Elizabeth and Daniel Omolo Riwa, Alba Nuematsiko, Alizika Baseke, Ndarisa Diela and Kashindi Marega, Deogratius Kirumba and Mary Nakazi, Immaculate Amuga, Badru Asimwe, just give me one moment, please. Okay, that is hidden quite. Candy Ungele and David Luambano, Elizabeth Maganga and Neema Maganga, Tatu Wambura and Robbie Ndege, Isaac Kayanda and Monica Baragura, Charity Akitanda and Zakaria Ndahani, Graciana Bernard and Mboka Ikumboka, Jafali Ngubizi, Ngimbuzi and Happy Daskani, Neema Maruba and Kasmi Hongera, Joyce Maregesi and Rose Masulia, Hilda and Richard Mazula, Riziki Luoga, Regina Msechu and Monas Ndoroma, Hashim Kituri and Rehema Hussein, Ansila and Emin Jau, Lydia Finehas William, Gloria Nicolaus and Andre Ruben, Joycelyn Rutabingwa, Christopher Nduguru and Kasiana Komba, Karin Kaluwasha and Crisant Kyomushula, Linda Ruhuza and Christopher Warioba, Jacinta Francis. Those are the new executive managers. If you'll give me one moment, I need to see how to read this name at the top. Okay, I think the top name, I can't quite read it. If you forgive me, I will get this name correctly so that I can read the new executive senior manager whose name I have missed. The next incentive is for the 3 in 30 incentive. That is, if you repeat this in 6 months, you become a superstar. 3 in 30 1-star is Lucy Wanjiko and Stephen Mudhui, Cecilia and Efantus Madenge, Lydia Muraya and Samuel Wachira, Dixon Gona and Josephine Gona, Stella Maris Nambazira and Etata Boni, Badru Asimwe, Winifred Nalumaga and Josephine Nalubinga, Grace Mbena and Paul Mshana, Fanuel Margaret and Mariam Jumane. Those are the 3 in 30 1-star. Kabula Charahani and Mahuya Musa, Florence Mlimulo and Juliana, Rachel Maneno and Baraka Hamis, Mariam Mbwana and Halima Giteta, Margaret Kulwa and Samson, Jeremiah Bugalu Ntirigwagula, Gloria Kisia and Faraja Kiliwa, Nehemia Mbabo and Betha Shakambianka, Perpetua Ngalama and Philbert Maziega. Then the next qualification is the 3 in 30 2-star. That is when you do 3 in 30 and you follow it up with the next month to become a 3 in 30 2-star. Joanina Kuri and Mudhaura Magiri, Nancy Mbogo and Elijah Mbogo, Veronica Kuria and Charles Njiru, Eliasa Keenja and Anaclet Benedict Mpanju, Annette Pius and Leticia Mshalaba, Zaria and Isa Mpuni, Lazaro Devota and Cloud Benjamin Peter, Anastasia Kayanda and Salome Kabelo, Ratifa Kabaga and Daniel Sanga, Doreen John and Johan Masawe. Those are the 3 in 30 2-star. The next recognition is 3 in 30 3-star. Michael Rogers Kayondo, Apasia Mongi and Mabula Shibide, Gloria Nicolaus and Andrew Ruben, Teresia Vitus Sanga. Then 3 in 30 4-star, Stella Cheburet and William Kipkoros, congratulations. Williams Katwere, Rashid and Saada Juma, Sekela Kalinga and Noel Raphael, Mare Khalid and Mare Khalid, Elvina Mnyeke and Christopher Siamoni. Then 3 in 30 superstars. These are the people who've consistently done 3 in 30 for 6 months. Zawadi Guchibanda and Vitalis Makarios, congratulations. So those are the people who've done the 3 in 30 star recognition, and we want to congratulate them very much. The next recognition is the personal sponsoring. Personal sponsoring is when you sponsor people personally yourself. I see the first category is when you sponsor 4 people. The first one is Mary Mikali and Stephen Kilonzo. Rosalind, Abila and Ivy Wamalwa. Lucy Akinyi Omuga, Nancy Chemelil Korir, Georgina Ningazi Syria, Cecilia Constantine, Nico and Beatrice Njoka, Grace Mbena and Paul Mshana, Mercy Kahamba and Joel Martin, Pauline Tatile and Upendo Michael, Lazaro and Devota and Cloud Benjamini Peter, Lightness and Heaven Light Malugu. This is a very familiar name. Congratulations, Lightness and Heaven Light. Joyce Maragesi and Rose Masulia. Ella Isa Omri, congratulations. Gema Kisaka. Perpetua Ngalama and Philbert Maziega. Mare Khalid and Mare Khalid. Teresa Vitus Sanga. William Katwere. The next category is personal sponsoring 5 people. As you can see, the sponsoring rate in the businesses in East Africa is really picking up. Ruth Rehema Mwachiwe, Carissa, Carissa Rachel Dama and Lavlina Ngombo, Beatrice Wairimu Masago, Lydia Kasota and Ruth Mwikali Mwesa, Magdalene Alois Kidava, Zawadi Guchibanda and Vitalis Makarios, Omeri Kaukuya and Fadwas S. Kombe, Husna and also Mkupete, congratulations, our world team member. Sekela Kalinga and Noel Rafael, Anita Hosea Kisese, Stella Maris Nambazira and Etata Boni, Grace Kasozi. Those are the personal sponsoring for 5 people each. Congratulations to all of them for the wonderful work. Then personal sponsoring 6 people, Joyce and Chelanga Angela Wambui, Joshua Mwangi and Naomi Macharia, Ratifa Kabaga and Daniel Sanga, Mariamu Mbwana and Halima Giteta, Sarafina Kimaro and Ann Kimaro, Deogracias Kirumira and Mary Nakazi. Those are who have sponsored 6 people each, so congratulations. The next is 7 people personal sponsoring. Shida and Charles Masabo Shomari, congratulations. Oceana and Enea Sanga, congratulations, the president's team member. Felista Deogratis and Cholomoko Njau. Witness Mbuuji and Elizabeth Yonaz. Rachel Bizimana and Taylor Mugisha. Those are personal sponsoring 7 people each. The next one is personal sponsoring 8 people. Gloria Kisia and Faraj Kiliwa. Then sponsoring personally 10 people. Josephat and Pierrot Karaoke, our president's team member from Kenya. Congratulations and a wonderful job, well done. 12 people, there's a couple that sponsored 12 people. Joyce Poniaga and Paul Michael, congratulations for sponsoring 12 people. That's a wonderful job. So we want to congratulate all those people who have done personal sponsoring and really appreciate the effort that you make to build a business, because this business is a very, very exciting business. The next category is personal PV. That is the amount of PV you move individually. At number 10 is Neymar Bundala with 2,895. Bella Mari and Joy Kimani Bongonko, 2,940. Kimerembe and Evangelina Mukianuzi, 2,959. Patricia and Anastasia Konzo, 3,240. Betilda and Doreen Martin Mlacha, 3,288. Candy Ungele and David Luambano, 3,300. Zainabu Yusuf Mwenda, 4,005. Hamisa Ramadan Makanya, 4,013. Asifwe Kibinga and Geoffrey Mwakikyo, 4,020. Lupakisio Kabulenge and Tlatla Bura, 4,030. So congratulations to all those people who've done personal PV of over 2,800. And congratulations to Lupakisio Kabulunge and Tlatla Bura for the top distributor doing personal production in the East African region with 4,030 personal PV. Congratulations. The next is a new director. As I say in our business, life begins at director level. Director level is when you accumulate 4,000 PV and you have qualified the requirements for being a director. So what is the benefit of a director? Recognition, and you get a director pin, you get a special director folder. You attend a special director school, for example, the people who are in Nairobi, they're attending a director school at Windsor. If you haven't been there, you need to make the effort to become a director. Sales volume bonus goes to up to 25%. You start earning, leadership development bonus when you develop new directors in your group. You also earn monthly director incentive of 6,800 and quarterly 10,800 or in the equivalent in your region, attending leadership school, attending dinner during the convention, attending convention for free, and you're on your way to becoming a world team member. So brand new directors, Joanina Kuri and Muthaura Magiri, Gloria Kisia and Faraja Kiliwa, Asifwe Kibinga and Godfrey Mwakikyo, Zainabu Yusuf Mwenda, congratulations. Anastasia Kayanda and Salome Kabelo, Lupakisio Kabulunge and Tlatla Bura. No wonder they have become new directors because they were the top distributors who did personal production. Hamisa Ramadan and Makanya, Shani Bundala and Rahman Mohammed, Devota Mafikiri and Moses Nyenyembe, Zuena Mkupete, Leticia Mgaya and Kalitsa Kayombo, Janet Marundo and Josephine Ngombwe. So congratulations to all those people who've become new directors in the business. We want to appreciate the work that you do. And also now you're preparing the ground to become the next level, which is a brand new Emerald Directors. This month we had some brand new Emerald Directors, Neymar Mbwambo and Fadil Manongi, Apasia Mongi and Mabula Shibide. Those are new Emerald Directors. Congratulations to all of them. The next from becoming Emerald Directors is new Sapphire Directors. Neema Maro, congratulations. I'm sure this is from Tanzania. Neema, congratulations for becoming a new Sapphire Directors and getting to the world team position. Then, apart from that, is when you become a consistently qualified director, you get director consistency bonus. Anastasia Nungu and Mrema Kilonzo, 145 Tanzania shillings. Sekela Mwambene and Anthony Mnganya, 145,000. Lightness and Heaven Light Malugu, 145,000. Zawadi Guchimbanda and Vitalis Makarios, 145,000. Emerald Director Consistency Incentive, that is when you qualify as an Emerald Director consistently, that is Mary Mengo and Stephen Kilonzo as qualified director, 6,800 Kenya shillings. Gladys Munene Njura, 6,800 Kenya shillings. Congratulations. Omari Kaukuya and Fadways Kombe, 145,000 Tanzania shillings. Opportuna and Irenus Nichombe, 145,000 Tanzania shillings. Masi Kahamba and Joel Martin, 145,000 Tanzania shillings. Joyce Poniaga and Paul Michael, 145,000 Tanzania shillings. And then this is the World Team Consistency Bonus. This business, when you're consistent at the level that you are building your business, there's a lot of money to be earned. So, Queen Luca Malugu and Heaven Light Nanyaro, Sapphire Directors, is 540,000 Tanzania shillings. So, congratulations. Witness Mbuja and Elizabeth Yonas, 216,000 Tanzania shillings. Dennis Kiarukunda and Rachel Tumushabe, 358,000 Uganda shillings. I think this is from Uganda. And then Stella Mrema and Albert Kiamukilwa, 1 Ruby Directors, 216,000 Tanzania shillings. Victoria Freegill and George Mroso, 216,000 Tanzania shillings. Grace Chege and Caesar Gitangu, 2 Ruby Directors, 10,000 Kenya shillings. Gati Matthew and Joel Musira, 3 Ruby Directors, 216,000 Tanzania shillings. Beatrice Haman and Kizito Msofeo, 216,000 Tanzania shillings. These are 3 Ruby Directors on their way to 4 Ruby. Husna and Oswald Kupete, 540,000 Tanzania shillings. 3 Ruby Directors on their way to President's Team members. Then Dora Juma and Bingi Juma, 4 Ruby Directors, President's Team members, 216,000 Tanzania shillings. Then Step Up Bonus. Step Up Bonus is when you make a step to the World Team, either a Sapphire Director, 1 Ruby, 2 Ruby, and all that. Witness Mbunjo and Elizabeth Yonas, 1,100,000 Tanzania shillings. Step up as Sapphire Directors. Congratulations, Witness and Elizabeth. Veneranda Ephraim and Eric Kavishe, 1,100,000 Tanzania shillings. So those are the step-up bonuses or the incentives that we received for the month of March. Congratulations to everybody. We really appreciate the work that you have done for the month of March. And the secret to success is to keep working and keep working and keep working. So we want to congratulate all those people. It takes the following. You need a dream, something you've always wanted to achieve. You need a desire. You need to take action. But that action must be backed with the belief and patience, because success is not instantaneous. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes a lot of time and effort to become successful in what we want to do. So I want to congratulate all those people who are there. But if you forgive me a little, the name that I missed out in, I recognize the executive managers because of the way the slideshow was going, is Nyaswi Kilongo and Karen Fred, new executive managers. My apologies. So congratulations to Nyaswi Kilingo and Karen Fred. Congratulations for being new executive managers. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've almost come to the end of our recognition session. What I want to share with you is a few ideas about having the right mindset to build a business. Our business is very, very simple. When you get registered, you use the products You share the products with your customers, that is, people who are not interested to become distributors. Then you sponsor or recruit other people to join your business. It's a very simple idea, but it's not always easy because you meet negative people. Sometimes you have your self-doubt. I think the important thing here is to set the right mindset. What does that mean? A right mindset is to set up goals and keep those goals at the fore of your imagination or your mind constantly. That is what we mean by having the right mindset. When people say no, it is not the end of the world, because some people are not interested in the business. How do you create a right mindset? You create the mindset by doing the following. Number one, you need to have a dream or a desire of what you want to do. Number two, you keep that dream and image in your mind constantly. It's very important to have a good self-image of yourself. And a very important daily habit I would recommend that you create is that every single day, you need to visualize what you want. You see, Betty earlier was speaking about resolution, stress resolution. One of the things that causes us stress is that we create mental pictures of the things that we don't want. For example, you're going to speak to a prospect, you're excited, but after they say no, you start replaying the whole scenario in your mind. Why did they say no? Does it mean this business doesn't work? You start creating mental pictures of the things that you don't want. What I would recommend is that create mental pictures of the things that you do want and maintain those pictures in your mind. If you keep doing that, you begin slowly to develop the right mindset to build a business. This business takes courage. This business takes discipline, and discipline means you constantly keep the image of the thing you want to achieve in your mind. You don't let go of it. So having the right mindset involves, number one, putting positive information in your mind every single day, writing a gratitude list every single morning. Write down a list of the things that you're grateful about or for, because those are the things that help you to build the right attitude. It's quite easy to complain about the things we don't have every single day rather than being thankful for the things we have every single day. So keep in mind the things that you want. Read positive books. Associate with positive people, because it's very easy to let your mind drift to negativity, and you start creating mental pictures of the things that you don't want. So having the right mindset means that you read positive books, you associate with positive people, you have a gratitude list, and you read your goals every single day. If you do that constantly, you begin to develop the right mindset and the right paradigm for you to become successful in the business. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you very much for attending our recognition rally and for sharing with you this evening the success of those people who have been working very hard for the month of March. I would suggest to you that for the month of April, set new goals, then work towards them. At the end of the month, you're going to assess how you have done and then move on to the next target. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all very much. Paul, I don't know whether you can still hear me or we end the meeting here. All right, I think Paul is still enjoying his time at the Windsor Golf Country Club. I want to congratulate all those leaders who are in attending the leadership school and all the distributors who attended this meeting today. So thank you very much. Good night and God bless you.